We are part of this community and we need your help. Our nurses and doctors are exhausted, and imagine caring for 750 dying over the last 18 months.
All of the major healthcare providers across the Spokane area came together today with a strong message: get vaccinated and mask up, or the hospital system will suffer.
Bottom line, our hospitals are finding ways to manage, but staff beyond stressed, and they are warning if more people are hospitalized with this preventable virus, they are going to be maxed out. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 6 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Whitney Ward. Just today, the Spokane Regional Health District reported 225 people are hospitalized right this minute with the virus, which is 4 more than yesterday. And on top of that, 358 new COVID cases were just reported today, as well as 4 new deaths. And with hundreds of people in the hospital right now, it's no surprise hospitals have broken their record for the number of COVID patients being treated at one time.
150 of the 225 people hospitalized in Spokane County are being treated at Providence. That is the most COVID patients they have ever had. In their joint press conference today, COO Peg Curry says most of these patients are in the ICU, and she emphasized everyone in the ICU and on a ventilator right now is not vaccinated. The age group Providence is seeing the most are people between the ages of 40 and 50 years old. Curry says this is much younger than patients who were previously hospitalized. She shared with us what COVID patients are experiencing right now.
For those patients not yet on a ventilator, they're gasping. They can't get a full breath. They have to sit up to breathe and lean forward. They're exhausted from trying to breathe. They can't sleep because they can't breathe. It is misery. For those that are on a ventilator, they're given medicine to keep them sedated. They're turned every few hours from their back to their bellies to try to keep their lungs more healthy and to help them heal.
She adds this Delta variant is much more contagious than what we saw earlier in the pandemic, which is why Providence is continuing to see that influx of patients coming into the emergency rooms and the ICUs. And it is because of the high demand to take care of all those patients that the entire system is very close to being completely overwhelmed. I spoke with the heads of both MultiCare and Sacred Heart about what this has meant for the 2 biggest hospitals in our region.
Don't tip us over the edge. Please get vaccinated so we can pull back from this dangerous place where we are. We are committed to caring for our communities. We do not want to be in crisis standard of care. So we're hanging in there staff-wise, but we could certainly use some relief.
Are we close to that? How close are we to having to institute crisis standards of care?
At least in my hospitals, I don't believe we're there today. I do believe that we're stressed. And that's why we came together today to present this message.
We want to do everything we can to avoid crisis standards of care. What it means is you're rationing care. You're making choices through a good team of physicians and ethicists in determining who's going to get what. And that is a very scary place to be for our country, our state, and we're working together very hard to avoid that. I agree with David. We're in a stressful position right now, and that's why we're here to implore all of you to get vaccinated, to be cautious, to avoid large gatherings, and to mask up.
You trust us with your heart attacks. You trust us with your delivering your babies. You trust us to take care of your cancer. We're here for you, and we implore you to please follow our medical advice.
How are you trying to get that message across to people who are very reluctant to get this vaccine?
I would ask them to evaluate carefully their sources of information. The Public Health Department, the CDC, all the organized healthcare providers that are dedicated and have dedicated their professional lives to taking care of our patients and our community are all saying the same thing. It's a very consistent message, a very simple message. The vaccines are safe. There's plenty of evidence that shows that. And wearing a mask also protects not just yourself, but others.
Also, the Spokane Regional Health Officer told us today they're now working to get better access to COVID testing here in the Spokane area. In fact, they are hoping to bring back a mass testing site, but they are still waiting on that approval from the State Department of Health. We want to take a look now at the coronavirus numbers also across the state line in North Idaho. Right now, more than 100 people are hospitalized there with the virus. The health district is reporting 112 patients hospitalized with COVID tonight, plus 153 brand new cases reported in the last 24 hours. No new deaths, though, have been reported today.
Now, Kootenai Health is in crisis, flooded with sick COVID patients. Healthcare officials there held an emergency meeting yesterday to discuss how to keep their heads above water. Following the discussion, officials outlined 3 actions: setting up an additional field hospital, revamping informational hospital graphics for the public, and working with other healthcare centers to help care for COVID patients. 95% of people hospitalized with COVID-19 in Idaho right now are unvaccinated. Since August 1st, 36 of the 46 COVID-19 deaths in the Panhandle were people who were not vaccinated.